Hey, what's up, everybody? It's DJ Phanatic Beats, content contributor for LiveOffBeats.com. If you'd like to follow me, you can follow me at Twitter at DJ Phanatic or Instagram at DJ Phanatic Beats. That's Phanatic spelled P-H-A-N-A-T-I-C. You know I gotta be creative, so let's jump into it. This video is what I'm about to explain in this video is basically equalization, which is extremely powerful. When I first started producing, I always thought just boost everything, or just boost the kick and boost the bass and just make things just louder. And that's not always the best idea when it comes to equalizing. EQ can be really powerful by reducing frequencies. And what I'm going to really just jump in slightly is how to balance your different sounds to make your overall beat sound more professional and better mixed. Basically, there are a few rules of thumb, and you want every sound to kind of have its own frequency space, its own spectrum. So let me jump into, if you notice, almost every sound I select has parametric EQ on it, except for the hit. I wanted the lower frequencies on that. So every sound that I made, even this loop here, I decided not to use it because I liked how it sounded by itself. So let me select the instrument and show you what I'm talking about. Let's solo this low pad here. Now with this particular sound, I was using, with this particular sound, I was using it as a like an 808 bass. So I didn't want any high frequencies. Notice I cut a lot of frequencies. Let me make this larger for you. I cut a lot of frequencies all the way up to 2K. So when I play the sound, visually you see where's the strong point, like right around 70 hertz. And then you got another higher frequency around 180. So reason why I cut the highs, you notice there's not much energy there. You don't see any pink there. So I cut it just in case if anything's high, I don't need for this particular sound. I can hear the sound by itself and kind of know it's just like a low frequency. So let me close that. Let's go to another sound, this piano. Now this is opposite. This particular sound is mostly high frequencies, and what I do is I cut the lows because I don't want that to collide with my other low frequency sounds, such as the low pad or the lower drums in the drum loop or the 808. You know, there's not much sounds I have in here that have low frequencies, but the piano, most of it is mid-range and high range. So I kind of want to clean up the sound. That way the fundamental frequencies of the sound stand out and not clash with other instruments. This is very important because it separates, professional sounding music from, someone that kind of just made a great beat but didn't really think about it on a sonic level. So anyway, here we go. Now notice there's low frequencies here. I'm cutting those, but I'm using like a soft curve. And I could cut some more, but there's parameters in here that you can change that curve to a sharper curve or a smoother one by scrolling on these little icons here, these little dots. And if you don't know what those are, you hover and look in the left, and it's band 1. And these are just basically the bands. And then this right here, if you do that, it'll do like a frequency cut. And you can do some different things, like, bypass or whatever. But I usually just use a cutoff and use a cutoff for the highs. That way it's easier. You can get into more complex frequency stuff, like, let's say I want this exact airy sound, and I'll pinpoint exactly where I want it and boost it like that. It gives it a different sound. without. So you get the idea there. So with the other sounds, I think this pad here, see, that's mostly mid-range on up. And what I could have done with this sound is do a cutoff for the highs as well, like a softer cutoff, not too sharp. And so kind of think of it as painting with sound. You know, every sound has its frequency. Even my voice, even your voice, you know, you drop some coins on the floor or you hear thunder. Every sound has a frequency, and this is the frequency band. And this parametric EQ2 is a great visualization of seeing where particular sounds fall. Using this one tool, which is free in most FL Studio program, is very powerful because visually you see exactly where the sounds are, and they even give you a diagram. You know, you have the you know, C1, C2, C3. These are octaves of the C scale, but they also give you a little diagram of where the sound would fall. Like for instance, your sub is here. I'll show you that in a moment in the 808. Subs here. You got your bass, your low mids, your mid, high mid. I forgot what that stands for. Pre something, and then your treble. And then at the bottom you have your hertz. Hertz is a measure of frequency. I would recommend, you know, just Googling the word hertz. I believe it was by an engineer named Frank Hertz, I believe. You can always just Google that and just read up on it, because that way you know why they use these terms. But hertz is basically a measure of frequency, how many reverberations per minute, I believe. If you keep going here up, you see it becomes 1K, 2K, 5K, and 10K. And I believe the human hearing stops usually 20 hertz up to 20K hertz. And I think dogs can hear like 40K and 60K, just really high frequency stuff. But you know, I can go really deep on frequencies, but just wanted to give you an idea of cleaning up the sound, isolating certain frequencies that you're not using in that sound, so that way your beat sounds more professional in the end and it sounds more mixed. Now, for instance, there's sometimes you want to boost the frequency, not always cut. For instance, like probably the kick. I didn't do this particular beat, had like a drum loop, and I thought it was mixed very well, but I can use an example. Let me check out this 808. See, I didn't even put an EQ on this 808, and I gotta find where it is in the beat. Yeah, there's a lot going on in this beat. If you go to, let's find where the 808 is. I did not remember where I put it. I think it's right here. Let's get on beat here. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. So if I solo this 808, parametric EQ2, and notice most of it is in the lower range of the spectrum here. And reason why most of there's a lot of higher frequencies is because there's like distortion built in, and distortion tends to have higher frequencies. So let's see if we can isolate some of it. See, that's isolating the higher frequencies. And let's store this in a spare state. See, what you can do is hit that and then change let's just reset it. And then compare it back to what we had. See? You hit this button here, flip with spare state AB compare. I can even go further and chop some more. Let's hit compare. And if you notice, there's like a high-end buzz to it. So I'm actually shocked I probably liked how the 808 sounded in the beat without any equalization. So there's some instances that you would use that 808, where you won't use EQ. But I recommend at least using it on every sound. That way you can choose what sounds you want, what frequency you want out of each sound. For instance, I can choose the same 808. And let's say I like this frequency here. And also let's say I want more high frequencies. I like the buzz in it. And when you're looking for certain frequencies, you can hit play and then kind of sweep it and find where you want. And notice at that frequency it has that nice buzz and that nice sub feeling to it. You can get really creative and pinpoint where you want for any sound with this EQ. So let's say I hover over here, I can find exactly where it's at. Look, it even says it here, 41 Hertz. And it has a percentage. So that percentage, okay, when you raise it up, notice in the upper left, it tells me how many dBs I'm raising it above the 0 point here. And what's cool also about this EQ, parametric EQ2, you can use it to raise all volumes, all frequencies. So you can use it to raise the volume of the sound as well. So there's some cool stuff in here that you can use. There's presets as well. But I just wanted to give you an idea of how to, isolate certain frequencies per sound. Usually a rule of thumb is take every other sound except for the kick and the 808, and for instance you cut up to 100 or past 100. That way all this room is left for your kick and your 808 and the lower frequency instruments you want to stand out. Usually it's just kick and 808 that sit in this space. Sometimes you let certain things go down there briefly, that you want to stand out low frequency wise, that isn't clashing at the same time. So just want to give you a breakdown of the Fruity Parametric EQ2 and how it relates to certain frequencies and isolation of frequencies, and just to make your beats sound better, because it definitely makes it sound more professional. And it's something I learned over time that I'm sure will help you improve your sound overall. So again, it's been DJ Phanatic Beats. If you'd like to follow me, you can follow me at Twitter at DJ Phanatic or DJ Phanatic Beats on Instagram. So again, appreciate y'all. Content contributor for liveoffbeats.com, and keep making great music, and hopefully this improves your sound. And definitely look at each sound as its own color. You're basically painting with sound, and you want that color to be a really vibrant color, stand on its own. And as you pinpoint each sound, it just makes your painting so much better, if you will. So hey, I hope you enjoyed it. Appreciate you. Keep making great music, keep doing your thing, and it's been DJ Phanatic Beats. All right, peace.